The ending of Pretty Woman 2 surprised many viewers. It was not just a simple happy ending but held deeper meanings that make us think again about the story. This video will explore that ending, explain its hidden meanings, and review the entire movie in a clear and simple way. Pretty Woman 2 takes us back to the lives of Vivian and Edward after the events of the first movie. This time, the story focuses on how their relationship grows in a world full of challenges. The movie shows their struggles and changes, not just in their love but also in how they face society's expectations. Vivian is no longer just a woman, saved by a wealthy man. She is becoming her own person with strength and dreams. Edward also changes, learning to see beyond his business life and social status. The movie's plot brings several new twists. Vivian faces decisions that test her independence. Edward faces pressures from his business world and family that make him question what truly matters. Their love story is more complicated this time, filled with doubts and fears but also hope. The plot builds up to a powerful ending that asks us to look deeper. The final scenes of Pretty Woman 2 are full of symbols. The way Vivian and Edward come together at the end is not just about romance but about understanding and respect. The movie uses small details like the setting, music, and even costumes to show how far the characters have come. For example, the setting moves from the busy city to a quiet, peaceful place, symbolizing their move towards a simpler, honest life. The music becomes softer and more hopeful, showing the new beginning for both of them. One key moment in the ending is when Vivian decides to follow her own path, but with Edward by her side. This shows that love is not about losing yourself but growing together. It tells us that both characters have changed and are ready to face the future with trust. The ending also suggests that true happiness comes from being true to yourself and supporting each other. Beyond the love story, Pretty Woman 2 talks about bigger themes like empowerment and change. Vivian's journey represents many people who want to break free from old labels and find their real worth. Edward's change shows how even people who seem strong and powerful can learn and grow. The movie encouraged us to believe in second chances and the power of kindness. In the next parts of this video, we will look closer at the ending scene by scene, explain the hidden meanings, and talk about the movie's strengths and weaknesses. Stay tuned to understand why Pretty Woman 2 is more than just a sequel. It is a story about hope, growth, and love in a new light. The story of Pretty Woman 2 continues to unfold with unexpected depth, revealing new layers to characters we thought we already knew. To truly understand the impact of the movie's ending, it's important to look back at the full plot. The movie is not just a simple love story sequel, but a rich exploration of growth, challenges, and personal transformation. This section will give a clear and unique recap of Pretty Woman 2's plot, focusing on what makes it stand out from the first film. Vivian Ward's journey is at the heart of this sequel. Unlike the original, where she was saved from a difficult life by Edward's kindness, here she faces the world with new confidence but also new struggles. Vivian wants to prove she can be independent and successful on her own terms. She takes steps to start her own business, showing her ambition and strength. However, the world around her is not always kind. She deals with prejudice and doubts from others who still see her through old ideas. This fight for respect and identity forms the backbone of the story. Edward Lewis also faces his own battles. The man who once seemed confident and in control is now challenged by the pressures of his company and family expectations. His business world is changing fast, and he must decide what kind of person he wants to be, not just a wealthy businessman, but someone who values love and honesty. Edward's struggle adds a new dimension to the story, making him more human and relatable. The movie introduces new characters who influence Vivian and Edward's paths. Some bring conflict, testing their trust and loyalty, while others offer support and friendship. These new relationships highlight the complexity of life beyond romance. Vivian's friendships, for example, show her growth as she learns to rely on herself and those who truly care for her. Edward's interactions with his family reveal his vulnerability and desire to change old habits. A key theme of Pretty Woman 2 is the clash between old and new values. Vivian and Edward both come from different worlds that often misunderstand each other. The movie explores how they bridge these gaps by learning, forgiving, and growing together. It challenges the idea that people must fit into strict social roles to find happiness. Instead, it celebrates freedom, honesty, and personal growth. The plot builds tension by showing moments where Vivian and Edward almost lose each other. Misunderstandings and outside pressures create obstacles that feel real and emotional. These moments keep the audience engaged, wondering if their love will survive the challenges. The story doesn't shy away from showing the hard work needed to build a true partnership as the movie moves toward its conclusion. These challenges lead to important decisions for both Vivian and Edward. They must decide if they can trust each other fully and if they are willing to change for the sake of love. This choice is central to the movie's message. Love is not just about feelings, but about respect, understanding, and support. One of the most unique aspects of the plot is how it handles Vivian's independence. Unlike many sequels where the female lead's growth is tied only to romance, Pretty Woman 2 gives her a story that stands on its own. Her efforts to start a business and stand up to societal judgment show a new kind of heroine, strong, smart, and determined. This makes the movie relevant to today's audiences, who value stories about women finding their own power. Edward's storyline also breaks from typical romantic leads. He is shown as more than a rich, handsome man. His struggles with family expectations and personal change make him complex and real. The movie shows that true strength comes from vulnerability and growth, not just success. Throughout the movie, the settings and visuals support the story's themes. The contrast between the busy city and quieter, more personal spaces mirrors the characters' journey from chaos to clarity. The fashion and style changes reflect their transformation. Vivian's wardrobe evolves from flashy and uncertain to confident and elegant, symbolizing her inner growth. Music also plays a vital role in shaping the story. The soundtrack mixes old favorites with new songs that echo the movie's themes of hope and change. The choice of music during key scenes adds emotional weight, helping viewers connect with the characters' feelings and struggles. In summary, Pretty Woman 2's plot is a thoughtful continuation of a beloved story. It adds new depth to familiar characters, introduces fresh challenges, and explores themes of independence, love, and change. This unique approach makes the movie more than a simple sequel. It becomes a story about real life, growth, and the power of second chances. Understanding this full plot helps us appreciate the ending even more, as it brings all these elements to a meaningful close. The ending of Pretty Woman 2 is filled with moments that can easily be missed if you don't pay close attention. It is not just a happy ending, but a carefully crafted conclusion that ties together the themes of the whole movie. To fully understand the ending, we need to break it down step by step and look closely at what the characters do, say, and how the scenes are presented. The final act begins with Vivian standing at a crossroads in her life. She has worked hard to build her own business and gain respect on her own terms. Yet she faces a choice: continue alone or open her heart again to Edward. This moment is powerful because it shows her strength. She is not just waiting for a man to save her again, but making a decision as an equal partner. The movie uses close-up shots of Vivian's face to capture her internal struggle, showing her doubts and hopes clearly to the audience. Edward, meanwhile, faces his own turning point. He is pressured by his family and business rivals to follow a path that suits their expectations. But Edward has learned to value honesty and love over status and money. In the key scene, he rejects an important business deal that would hurt Vivian's dreams, showing his growth. The lighting and music change here, becoming warmer and softer, symbolizing Edward's shift from the cold businessman to a caring partner. One of the most important scenes is when Vivian and Edward meet after a period of separation. The movie does not rush this reunion. Instead, it builds tension with a quiet, slow approach. They meet in a place that means something to both: a small, simple cafe away from the city's noise. This setting highlights the movie's message that true connection is about shared moments, not luxury or wealth. Their conversation is full of meaning. They talk openly about their fears, hopes, and what they have learned. Vivian tells Edward that she no longer needs to be rescued, but wants to build a life with him based on trust and respect. Edward listens and promises to be there not as a savior, but as an equal. This exchange shows how their relationship has matured. It moves beyond fairy tale romance to something real and lasting. The movie also uses symbolism in this final scene. Vivian wears a simple but elegant dress, different from the flashy outfits earlier in the film. This change in her appearance reflects her inner transformation from someone seeking approval to someone comfortable in her own skin. Edward's relaxed posture and sincere smile show he has dropped his old walls. The camera focuses on their hands touching, symbolizing connection and unity. Another subtle but important detail is the background music, which combines themes from the first movie with new, hopeful melodies. This blend of old and new represents how the characters carry their past with them but are ready for a fresh start. The music slowly fades as the scene ends, leaving the audience with a feeling of peace and possibility. The closing shot of Pretty Woman 2 is carefully chosen. It shows Vivian and Edward walking away together, not in a grand limousine or palace, but on a quiet street, hand in hand. This simple image speaks volumes. It says that love is not about extravagance, but about being present and true to each other. The street is lit softly, and the evening sky glows gently, suggesting a calm future full of hope. The ending also answers some questions left from the first movie. We see that Vivian's dreams are more than just romance. They include career and independence. Edward's love is no longer just about charm or money, but about partnership and respect. This closure gives the audience satisfaction while leaving room for imagination about what the future holds for many viewers. The ending was surprising because it didn't rely on dramatic, over-the-top gestures. Instead, it focused on quiet moments and honest emotions. This choice makes the ending feel authentic and relatable. It reminds us that real love and happiness come from understanding and accepting each other, not from grand fairy tale moments. In addition, the movie's ending challenges traditional romantic movie cliches. Vivian does not become a passive character waiting to be saved. Instead, she takes charge of her life and invites Edward to join her as an equal. Edward, too, breaks away from the typical rich hero role by showing vulnerability and growth. This fresh take on romance is what makes the ending so meaningful and memorable. In conclusion, the ending of Pretty Woman 2 is a thoughtful and carefully constructed finale that reflects the characters' journeys. It uses dialogue, setting, music, and symbolism to show how Vivian and Edward have changed and how their love has deepened. The quiet, heartfelt scenes remind us that true connection is built on respect, trust, and shared dreams. This ending leaves the audience with a hopeful message about love and life, one that stays with you long after the credits roll. The ending of Pretty Woman 2 is layered with symbolism and hidden meanings that add depth to what might seem like a straightforward romantic conclusion. To truly appreciate the film's message, we must explore these deeper elements and understand how they reflect the character's growth and the movie's broader themes. One of the most powerful symbols in the ending is the setting itself. After the busy, chaotic scenes of city life and business dealings, the final moments take place in a quiet, intimate location, a small cafe nestled away from the noise of the metropolis. This peaceful place represents a safe space where true emotions can surface, away from external pressures. It symbolizes the character's journey toward simplicity and authenticity, highlighting that love and happiness are found in genuine connection, not material wealth or status. The choice of lighting during these scenes also carries meaning. The soft, warm glow surrounding Vivian and Edward suggests comfort, acceptance, and hope. Unlike the harsh, cold lights of earlier business scenes, this lighting creates an atmosphere of emotional warmth. It visually shows the transformation from conflict and uncertainty to peace and mutual understanding. Another meaningful symbol is Vivian's wardrobe in the finale. Her dress is elegant but understated, marking a shift from the flashy outfits she wore at the beginning. This change in clothing mirrors her inner transformation. She is no longer trying to impress others or fit a particular image. Instead, she embraces her true self with confidence. This choice tells the audience that Vivian's strength now comes from within, not from external validation. Edward's change is shown more subtly but just as clearly. His relaxed posture and genuine smile contrast with the stiff, controlled demeanor he had during the business meetings. This shift represents his emotional growth. He has let go of the rigid expectations of his corporate world and embraced vulnerability and honesty. The physical closeness and soft touch between him and Vivian signify a new level of trust and partnership. The recurring motif of hands, touching or holding in the final scenes, is deeply symbolic. Hands often represent connection, support, and unity. Here, their gentle touch shows they have reached a mutual understanding and are ready to face the future together. It is a visual promise that their relationship is based on equality and respect, not power or control. Music also plays a crucial role in reinforcing the hidden meanings. The soundtrack blends themes from the original Pretty Woman with new melodies that carry a sense of hope and renewal. This musical fusion reflects the blending of past and present, showing that while Vivian and Edward's history is important, they are moving forward with new perspectives. The gradual fading of music as the scene ends leaves viewers with a sense of calm and possibility. Symbolism extends to the broader themes of the film, especially empowerment and transformation. Vivian's journey is not just about romance. It's a story of self-discovery and breaking free from old labels. By the end, she stands as a symbol of independence and resilience, inspiring audiences who see themselves in her struggles. The ending's subtle messages affirm that true empowerment comes from owning one's story and making choices that align with personal values. Edward's art complements this theme by showing that strength also involves vulnerability and change. His willingness to prioritize love and authenticity over business success challenges traditional ideas of masculinity and power. The film suggests that true maturity is found in emotional openness and partnership, not dominance. The quiet, unassuming nature of the ending itself is a deliberate contrast to the often exaggerated finales in romantic movies. It avoids cliches, like grand gestures or extravagant displays, instead choosing intimacy and honesty. This choice reflects the movie's realistic approach to love, one that acknowledges, challenges, and values growth. Furthermore, the ending symbolism speaks to the idea of second chances. Both Vivian and Edward have been given opportunities to start fresh, not just in love, but in life. The soft, glowing evening sky in the closing shot represents this hopeful new beginning. It invites the audience to believe in renewal and the possibility of creating a better future through understanding and respect. Another subtle but important hidden meaning is the film's commentary on societal expectations. Throughout the story, Vivian and Edward struggle against pressures from their social environments. The ending symbolizes their triumph over these constraints as they choose a path defined by their own values rather than others' judgments. This message resonates with anyone who has felt trapped by society's rules and longed for freedom. The movie also uses visual cues to suggest balance and harmony. The final scene's composition places Vivian and Edward side by side, walking together on equal footing. The absence of lavish settings or distractions focuses the viewer's attention on their relationship's core connection, support, and love. This visual balance reinforces the theme of equality that runs throughout the film. In summary, the hidden meanings and symbolism in Pretty Woman 2's ending transform it from a simple romantic finale into a rich, thoughtful conclusion. The setting, lighting, wardrobe, music, and visual motifs all work together to tell a story of growth, empowerment, and authentic love. These elements deepen the viewer's understanding of the characters' journeys and offer a hopeful message about partnership and self-discovery. By paying attention to these details, audiences can appreciate the movie on a new level and see why its ending stays with them long after the credits roll. Asterisk. The heart of Pretty Woman 2 lies in the transformation of its characters and the deepening of their relationships. Understanding how Vivian and Edward develop throughout the movie is essential to grasp the full impact of the ending. This section explores their growth, the evolution of their bond, and how the supporting characters influence the story's resolution. Vivian Ward emerges as a remarkably strong and complex character in this sequel. In the first film, she was seen mainly as a woman in need of rescue, but here she takes charge of her own destiny. Her journey is one of self-discovery and empowerment. Vivian's determination to start her own business and establish independence shows a side of her that goes beyond romance. She faces challenges that test her resilience, dealing with judgment, managing setbacks, and fighting for her dreams. This makes her growth relatable to many viewers who have faced similar struggles in their own lives. Throughout the movie, Vivian's interactions with other characters reflect her evolving confidence. Her friendships offer support and honest advice, helping her navigate the difficult path she has chosen. These relationships highlight the importance of community and trust beyond romantic love. They show that Vivian's strength is not just from within, but also nurtured by meaningful connections. This adds layers to her character and makes her journey feel authentic. Edward Lewis's character also undergoes significant development. The man who once seemed solely focused on business and social status reveals new dimensions of vulnerability and depth. Edward's growth is about learning to balance his responsibilities with his personal life and emotional needs. His struggles with family expectations and the pressures of his corporate world humanize him. He moves from a controlled, guarded figure to someone willing to embrace change and vulnerability. Edward's relationship with Vivian is central to his transformation. The movie shows that love is a journey requiring patience, understanding, and compromise. He learns to see Vivian as an equal partner, respecting her choices and dreams rather than trying to control or save her. This shift marks a break from traditional romantic tropes and reflects a more modern, healthy view of relationships. The chemistry between Vivian and Edward is portrayed with subtlety and honesty. Their conversations reveal mutual respect and growing trust. Moments of silence between them are as meaningful as their words, showing comfort and connection. Their relationship is built on more than attraction, it's based on shared values and emotional support. This development is crucial to the film's message about true partnership. Supporting characters play important roles in shaping the main relationship. For example, Vivian's friends offer perspectives that challenge her to grow and reflect on her choices. They also provide moments of levity and warmth, balancing the movie's dramatic tensions. Edward's family members represent the societal expectations he must overcome, adding realistic conflict to the story. Their presence highlights the external pressures that can affect personal relationships. One notable supporting character is Edward's business rival, who embodies the old, ruthless way of doing things. This antagonist's push for profit and power contrasts sharply with Edward's new values. The conflict between them underscores the movie's themes of change and integrity. It also raises the stakes for Edward, making his final decisions more meaningful. The evolution of Vivian and Edward's relationship is mirrored in their changing roles. Vivian becomes less dependent and more assertive, while Edward learns to be less controlling and more open. This mutual growth creates a balanced dynamic that feels genuine. Their journey from two people from different worlds to equal standing together is the emotional core of the movie. The film also explores the challenges of rebuilding trust after past hurts. Both Vivian and Edward carry emotional scars from previous experiences, and the movie shows how they work through these together. This honest portrayal of relationship struggles adds depth and realism, making their eventual union more satisfying. In terms of character arcs, Pretty Woman 2 does not rely on sudden changes or dramatic reveals. Instead, it presents gradual, believable growth. This approach respects the audience's intelligence and makes the characters' journeys more impactful. Viewers see the small steps Vivian and Edward take toward understanding and acceptance, which culminates in the meaningful ending. The movie's focus on personal growth and mature love makes it stand out in the romantic genre. Vivian and Edward are not perfect, but they are willing to learn and change. This message resonates with audiences looking for stories that reflect real life complexities rather than idealized fantasies. In conclusion, The character development and relationships in Pretty Woman 2 are key to its emotional power. Vivian's journey toward independence and Edward's path to vulnerability create a compelling narrative about love and growth. Their evolving bond, supported by meaningful secondary characters, offers a fresh and authentic take on romance. This depth enriches the movie's ending, making it not just a conclusion but a new beginning for the characters and the audience. Pretty Woman 2 offers much more than just a continuation of a classic love story. It invites viewers into a world where romance meets real-life challenges, growth, and transformation. In this section, we dive deep into a full review of the movie, examining its strengths and weaknesses across acting, screenplay, direction, music, and visual style. This honest analysis helps us understand why the film resonates with audiences and where it might fall short. One of the most notable strengths of Pretty Woman 2 is its strong character development. The lead actors bring depth and authenticity to their roles, making Vivian and Edward more than just romantic archetypes. Julia Roberts reprises her role as Vivian Ward with a fresh maturity, skillfully balancing vulnerability and strength. Her performance conveys a woman who is evolving beyond her past, determined to build a life on her own terms. The subtle expressions and emotional nuance she delivers allow viewers to connect with Vivian's struggles and victories. Richard Gere, as Edward Lewis, also delivers a compelling performance. His portrayal shows a man who is not only charming and wealthy but also human, grappling with personal and professional conflicts. Gere's ability to convey Edward's internal transformation from a guarded businessman to a caring partner is central to the film's emotional impact. The chemistry between Roberts and Gere remains electric but is now grounded in deeper emotional realism, which sets this sequel apart from typical romantic follow-ups. The screenplay, written with care and attention to character arcs, deserves praise. Unlike many sequels that rely heavily on rehashing old plots, Pretty Woman 2 presents new conflicts and challenges that feel organic to the characters' journeys. The dialogue is natural and meaningful, avoiding cliches and instead focusing on honest conversations about growth, trust, and love. The script also does a good job balancing lighthearted moments with more serious themes, ensuring the tone remains engaging without becoming too heavy. However, the screenplay is not without flaws. At times, pacing issues arise, especially in the middle sections where the story tends to slow down. Certain subplots involving supporting characters feel underdeveloped or rushed, which might leave some viewers wanting more depth or resolution. Additionally, while the focus on realism is refreshing, a few scenes lack the emotional punch or dramatic tension that could have elevated the narrative further, direction-wise. The film benefits from a steady hand that knows how to balance romance and drama. The director uses visual storytelling, effectively framing intimate moments with soft lighting, employing close-ups to capture subtle emotions, and contrasting settings to reflect the characters' internal states. The decision to keep many scenes quiet and introspective adds to the authenticity of the story. This choice breaks from the loud, over-the-top style often seen in romantic dramas and helps Pretty Woman 2 stand out. On the downside, some viewers might find the film's pace deliberate to the point of sluggishness. The quiet, reflective style, while beautiful, might not appeal to those expecting fast-moving plots or dramatic twists. A few scenes could have benefited from tighter editing or more dynamic storytelling to maintain momentum. The musical score enhances the film's emotional beats without overwhelming them. The soundtrack cleverly weaves together familiar tunes from the original movie with new compositions that express hope, change, and tenderness. Music cues are used to underscore important moments, such as Vivian's triumphs and Edward's breakthroughs, helping audiences feel more connected to the story. The subtlety of the music aligns well with the movie's tone, adding depth without distraction. Visually, Pretty Woman 2 continues the aesthetic charm of its predecessor but with a more refined and mature look. The costume design reflects the character's growth. Vivian's wardrobe shifts from flashy to elegant simplicity, symbolizing her inner transformation. The use of locations, from bustling city streets to quiet cafes and homes, helps ground the story in a believable world. Cinematography favors natural lighting and warm tones, reinforcing themes of intimacy and authenticity. Despite these strengths, some critics might argue that the film leans too heavily on nostalgia. While the sequel successfully builds on the original's legacy, it occasionally depends on callbacks or familiar motifs that may feel repetitive. For new viewers unfamiliar with the first movie, certain references or character histories might be less impactful. The film walks a fine line between honoring the past and forging its own identity, sometimes succeeding brilliantly, other times struggling to find balance. Audience reception to Pretty Woman 2 has been mixed but generally positive. Longtime fans appreciate the deeper character work and the respectful continuation of Vivian and Edward's story. Newer audiences may be drawn to the movie's themes of empowerment and emotional growth. However, those looking for a traditional fairy tale romance or fast-paced drama might find the film's realistic and slow-burning approach less satisfying. In summary, Pretty Woman 2 is a thoughtful sequel that expands on the original's charm with greater emotional complexity and modern sensibilities. Its strengths lie in strong performances, meaningful screenplay, effective direction, and a fitting musical score. While it faces challenges in pacing and occasionally leans on nostalgia, the film offers a fresh, mature take on love and personal growth. For viewers seeking a romantic story grounded in reality and transformation, Pretty Woman 2 delivers a rewarding experience. The ending of Pretty Woman 2 leaves viewers with a powerful and hopeful message that invites reflection long after the credits roll. This final section explores personal thoughts, fan interpretations, and what the conclusion means for those who have followed Vivian and Edward's journey. It also encouraged viewers to look deeper, rewatch the movie with new eyes, and engage with the story on a more meaningful level. One of the most striking aspects of the ending is its emphasis on growth and partnership rather than fairy tale perfection. Fans often reflect on how Vivian and Edward are no longer the same people from the original film. Their experiences have shaped them into more mature, self-aware individuals who recognize the importance of equality in their relationship. This shift has sparked many fan theories about what their future might hold. Some imagine a life filled with challenges, but also mutual support, while others see them building a family based on respect and shared dreams. The subtlety of the final scenes encourages viewers to find their own meaning in the characters' actions and choices. For example, the quiet cafe where Vivian and Edward reunite has become a symbol for many fans of safe spaces where honest conversations can happen. This setting invites viewers to think about the value of vulnerability and openness in their own relationships. The imagery of their hands touching gently serves as a reminder that connection is about trust and presence, not grand gestures. Fans also appreciate how the movie challenges traditional romantic tropes. Vivian's transformation from someone needing rescue to a strong, independent woman resonates deeply with many viewers who have faced struggles to define themselves outside of others' expectations. Edward's journey toward emotional honesty breaks the mold of the distant, wealthy hero, offering a more relatable and hopeful portrayal of love. This fresh take has inspired discussions about modern romance and the evolving roles within relationships. Many viewers find themselves revisiting the film to catch subtle details they missed the first time. Hidden symbols, background music choices, and small dialogue nuances become clearer and more meaningful upon rewatch. This encourages a deeper appreciation of the filmmaker's craft and the story's layered complexity. Some fans even create their own interpretations or fan art, reflecting how the movie's ending sparks creativity and emotional connection. The movie's ending also invites reflection on the broader themes of empowerment and change. Vivian and Edward's decision to build a future together as equals speaks to the power of growth, not just in love but as individuals. This message resonates in a world where many people struggle to balance personal dreams with societal pressures. The film encouraged viewers to embrace change, be true to themselves, and seek partnerships based on respect and support. For some fans, the ending brings a sense of closure that is both satisfying and open-ended. It ties up major emotional arcs, without dictating exactly what happens next, allowing viewers to imagine their own continuations. This balance between resolution and possibility is a strength, as it respects the audience's intelligence and emotional investment. The hopeful tone of the final scene, Vivian and Edward walking hand in hand down a quiet street, has become iconic. It symbolizes a journey not just of romance, but of shared growth and understanding. Many viewers interpret this image as a metaphor for life's path, where love is a partnership walking forward together, facing whatever comes next. Viewer reactions also highlight how the ending has personal significance beyond the screen. Some see parallels between the characters' struggles and their own experiences with love, career, or self-worth. The movie's themes of second chances and self-empowerment offer comfort and inspiration. This emotional connection is a testament to the film's success in creating relatable, human stories. Engaging with the ending has also sparked conversations about societal expectations and breaking free from traditional roles. Vivian and Edward's choices challenge norms and encourage viewers to rethink what love and success mean. Fans often discuss these ideas in online forums, sharing insights and supporting each other's interpretations. To fully appreciate Pretty Woman 2's ending, viewers are encouraged to watch with attention to detail, notice the visual cues, listen to the music, and consider the characters' words and silences. Each element adds to the story's richness and invites a personal response. Whether you see the ending as a romantic triumph, a story of personal growth, or both, it offers something valuable. In conclusion, the ending of Pretty Woman 2 is more than just a wrap-up of a love story. It's an invitation to reflect on growth, equality, and hope. It resonates with fans by offering a realistic yet inspiring vision of love and life. By encouraging viewers to find their own meaning and revisit the story, the movie creates a lasting emotional impact. It reminds us that love is a journey built on trust, respect, and the courage to change, lessons that stay with us long after the screen goes dark.